So, Bob, we'll start with the game first of all. I think damage was done early on in the first half, but I thought second half, as you'll probably tell us, much better performance from the girls.
Yeah, I think it was probably a carbon copy of the first game that we played against Wolves, where we concede 2 goals early on, and then it becomes more competitive. And don't get me wrong, Wolves are a fantastic outfit, and they've had their chances, but we've created several moments today that we can be proud of. And I think to come to a team that's fighting to get into WSL2, where ultimately now in the bottom 2. It shows a lot about what this group's about, and I think it's probably margins. It's been margins all season, and the girls have given everything that second half, and I couldn't be prouder of that second half performance. I thought first half we were poor. I think we probably looked nervous. There's a lot of young players in that team who've probably never been in that situation before, and for me, they really responded in the second half. So for that, I thank them. We've got to move on from it now. Look, it's always going to be difficult today. We haven't gone down because of today's result. We've gone down because of the results over the last 22 games. We've not been good enough. We've had moments, but it's not been good enough. And we need to now kind of take stock and reset and go again.
Just back to today, mentioned in the second half, was there anything particularly changed at half time, or
maybe a mentality, confidence switch of we've got nothing to lose and I want to see a reaction, and I don't want you to go out of a whimper. I want you to go out with your heads held high. You're playing for professional pride and individual pride, and collectively can we come together as a group and show everyone what we're about? Because look, we've already spoke about this, barring probably 3 games this season, and even in one of those we've been competitive. I think there's only been 2 games where we've really got a bit of a hammer in. I think rugby was one of them and Stoke was the other after Christmas. I think you could argue Liverpool Feds, we were well on top until we had that goal disallowed, and then they went and scored. So we've been competitive all season. Our problem has been we haven't scored enough goals, and we've kept the scores down at the other end because we've got a fantastic goalkeeper and an incredible couple of defenders that have put the bodies on the line, and the work rate of the team as a collective and the effort has been outstanding. I can't knock them for effort. The problem's been, it's been a technical and probably a tactical problem where we've probably created the chances most games and not had the bravery maybe or the confidence to take them. And that's something that we need to address moving forward. But ultimately, like I say, Wolves are a fantastic team and I wish them all the best next week in the playoff.
And just mention for the subs in the second half, I thought came on and showed a really good account of themselves.
Listen, 2 of them were playing in our under-16s County Cup final yesterday. That tells you everything about the level of play that we're bringing through, but it also tells you the frailty of the group, the squad. The amount of injuries that we've had and picked up over the last few weeks, big players, Faz has been out all season more or less. Losing Summer and Macy in the middle was an absolute killer. But we dealt with it. We trust our young players. And I thought Imi Taylor came on and was absolutely outstanding. Like 16-year-old, there's nothing to her. She's small. She looks a little bit lightweight, but she puts everything into every challenge, every tackle. Her passing's brilliant. I thought Limbo came on. I thought she was outstanding. Like Limbo's really matured as a player. And then Beth Corbishley, again, another player who played yesterday in the County Cup. She really got in behind. We played it beyond. She showed her quality. She managed to get in. And I think, look, if she was in this environment for the last couple of seasons, I think she probably would have taken one of those chances, or she would have at least taken the shot on. But you've got to consider she's playing against some really experienced, good defenders who've been at this level for a long time. And that's what's that, her 3rd appearance at this level, coming off the bench. So now proud of them, really proud of them. And they came on and they really gave us a boost. I think we finished really strong. Take away the goal at the end, I think we finished really strong. And like I say, I'm really proud of our sort of philosophy of giving those younger players an opportunity, and long may that continue into next season. Like I say, we're moving into a slightly different model next season. I say slightly. The model's going to change quite a lot. So it's going to give even more people an opportunity to play in an elite environment, regardless of the league that we're in, because our remit is clear. Yeah, we've gone down today. We're going to bounce back next season.
So you've just mentioned, obviously, the aim is to bounce straight back next season, but just give us a brief kind of look into what your planning looks like now ahead of the new campaign.
Yeah, listen, we've already secured several of the players that have played this season. I think this season's probably going to give them that experience, maybe build a little bit of know-how and nous, and kind of, give them an understanding of what it takes to win football matches and compete, and we've got to try and take that in and add probably several players to the group to give us the edge in a really competitive Tier 4 league. There's teams in there that are going to be going for it next season. There's teams in there that have been there for quite some time. We've been trying to get out. It's not easy, but I want to look at teams like Huddersfield Town. They've spent a couple of seasons in there and they've absolutely, I'll say, ran away with it, but I've watched them a couple of times. I thought Huddersfield were outstanding this season. Group of really physically strong players who are really quick. They work hard for each other. They've got a good system and they've dominated that league, and rightfully so, they've won it. There's teams such as Middlesbrough who've had to take a step back and then come back and look at what they've done this season in our league. Loughborough have done it. There's been teams that have gone down, reset, took stock, learned how to win again, built that confidence, enjoyment, and they've bounced back and they're better for it now. And we've had, what is this, our 5th season in Tier 3. I think it's remarkable when you consider what we've had to deal with in the past in terms of budgets and the teams that we're playing against and what we've got. Now that we've got unbelievable owners who are backing us all the way, I don't think it'll take much for us to bounce back, and that's not being arrogant. I think the league's going to be really difficult, and I don't think it's a given we're going to have to work hard for every single game. But look, that's the aim. The aim and the outcome might be different, but we're going to give everything to try and bounce back and give our fans a team to be proud of, give the town of Halifax a team to be proud of in women's football. And that's our aim, that's our goal, and let's see what the future holds. We're here to stay. Myself, Mikey, Kev, Brad's backed us, and like I say, several of the players have agreed to stay as well, which I think is testament to them, because I think some of the players that have agreed to stay are more than capable of playing Tier 3 and above.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.